Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Nathan Daley. I'm your law enforcement translator, you guys. 13-year law enforcement veteran here to give you guys insight on law enforcement issues, difficult conversations, giving it to you from my perspective. Now listen, tonight we're going to have a very interesting video. It's going to be a shooting, so disclaimer for those who are uncomfortable with police shootings. There's no blood, no gore, but it is a shootout between Chicago PD and a group of carjackers. So before we dive into that, though, I want to give a special shout out to my subscribers. You guys, thank you so much for your support. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. Please make yourself at home. Please like, comment, share on this video. Would love to get your feedback. Now let's dive into it, you guys. What happened? I'll give you a little backstory. Apparently, well, before I do that, you guys might not know, but there's a growing trend in a lot of major cities where they're putting up high-powered video surveillance cameras. They can do facial recognition. They can scan license plates. Some people feel uncomfortable about it, you guys. I normally never say anything about it because I don't want to be the one to leak this information. But now it's becoming newsworthy, right? People are talking about it. This is how they found these carjacking suspects. These high-powered cameras are able to scan plates and then also read them and then send it back real time to police headquarters. So the officers got a ping about a stolen vehicle that was carjacked, and they surrounded the area, boxed the cars in, and then the shootout happened, you guys. So I'm gonna play the video and then we'll go over it together. I might pause it in the middle, but I want to make sure you see the things that I see and see how flawlessly these officers executed their job properly and no one was hurt technically. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video and then we'll go back and we'll break it down.
Y'all need me? No, y'all good. I'm just gonna get you. Yeah, I'm gonna get mad at me though, right? I'm just gonna get something.
Not gonna get mad at me? Yeah, man, we're gonna be serious. I mean, more mad when you mop for the dirty water that wrong, man, so just leave it spotless.
Oh, they just some mama's boys.
The Mexican lady that came in yesterday, though, she actually
They're awesome.
She actually mopped it. Did her right?
So did you see that Amanda shower vid?
So as you see how crazy, how hectic that was, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to point out a couple key things and explain to you what happened. But again, you guys, you see how crazy. Listen, this is the life of an officer. This is what we do, you guys. And again, I know sometimes we always hear about incidences when it goes bad, but this is an incident that went smooth. And the officers weren't hurt, which is a beautiful thing. The suspects, all suspects survived. There was one that was injured. He was shot a few times. I think in the shoulder, a bullet grazed his head. He almost lost his life. But let's go back to the video. I want to break down. Let's see. I want to break this down a little bit. Pause it in some key areas for you guys. And sorry, I don't have one of those fancy pointers. I need to get one. All right. So the undercover unit goes ahead and they try to block the vehicle in. The first mistake they made, the driver backs into the another victim's car trying to get away. And then the passenger immediately, the front seat passenger immediately grabs his gun and he starts firing out the window in the officer's direction. Listen, you guys, why is that so reckless? He could have got everybody in the car killed. Every single body in the car could have been killed. The way this officer here, that's in front of the Honda, he dumped several rounds into the vehicle. It's kind of like by the grace of God, nobody died. And as you see right, he returns fire. Here's also the problem too, these officers had to be mindful of. You know, you're surrounded by other vehicles that have people in them. There's no room for error. There's no room for mistakes. You can't miss. You can't miss, you guys. And so not only that, you have officers that are actually in the background as well. We have a crossfire situation. You have this officer on the ground. He immediately goes to his radio. You could see him on the radio making an announcement to everybody else saying, hey, you know, shots fired. But look what happens after this.
Yeah, man, we're gonna be serious. I mean, more mad when you
everyone's hands start going up, you guys. You see the front passenger, the one who started shooting in the first place. His hands are up. You can see the guy in the back rear driver's side, the back driver's side passenger. He has his hands up. I can't see the driver, but they are lucky, you guys. They are lucky to be
That's the lady
alive.
that came in yesterday, though. She actually fought.
Now, check this out. One thing, if you didn't realize this, but in the background here, the officers on the side, they're in the on the right corner in this black vehicle. They start getting out the drivers and bringing them to safety.
She actually mounted it.
Beautiful, beautiful police work. And then he goes to the driver in the white, providing cover, providing shield, saying, "Hey, let me get you to safety while we take care of these guys." You know, this is crazy. Listen, this is what it's all about. You know, in this profession, you have to be willing to put yourself on the line. This is the part of the job people don't understand, that some officers don't get, that your job is a servant. Your job is to serve others. You're supposed to put yourself in a position to be there for someone else. If you don't have the heart of a servant, you can't do this job properly, right? Officers sacrificing themselves in order to save the lives of others, despite not knowing what else will happen and what else will transpire. In that moment, those suspects could have picked up again and started shooting. What did they locate in the car? There were 2 handguns, but only one person shot. So it could have easily turned into a second shootout, and the officers are aware of this. They're aware of this. As you see the officer who's pulling out the passenger, what does he do? He tosses the gun. Now the passenger has been injured. He's been shot. He's been shot, and he's lucky. He's lucky to be alive. Now listen, you guys, this is the dangers of the job. A lot of people won't tell you this. A lot of people won't tell you this. This is the problem. You have some officers who don't understand this concept. When you are trained well, you execute your job flawlessly, though there's always variables that you can't account for in this profession. That's why training is so vital. It allows you to see things that aren't seen. It allows you to move through bad situations with a sense of clarity. So this is what I'm saying, you guys. These officers executed flawlessly. You had other officers who were paying attention to the surroundings. What they do? They made sure they got the surrounding drivers out and into safety. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is what a servant looks like. Officers are doing this every single day. You just don't hear about it. You don't see it. The media a lot of times like to parade us around as if we're out here like hooligans waving guns around and just shooting up people. Because that's not true. That's not true. A lot of us, the majority of us, are heroes. And unfortunately, there's a small percentage of us that are making the large portion of us look bad. But what you just saw in this video is what officers do every single day. Every single day. One of the most interesting things that I notice about that is even though the suspects initiated the threat, they initiated the aggression, the officers responded. They responded as they should. But what did they do? The moment they saw their hands go up, the officers ceased their attack. What did they do? They de-escalated that situation immediately, guys. This is what the people want to see. This is what the nation wants to see. Officers executing their job, knowing how to take it from high to low, knowing when to take it down a notch. Let me tell you something. After being shot at, the officers still exercised superior discipline. They exercised trigger discipline. They didn't lose themselves in the moment. Everyone just didn't dump 100 rounds into the car. Even if so, they could have been justified, you guys. But that what you just saw right there is good training. It's good training. It's good situational awareness. It's also being able to operate under high stress situations. The officers handled that flawlessly, you guys. Shout out to Chicago PD. Listen, you guys, we don't always get it right. But when we get it right, man, pat them on the back. Pat them on the back. You know, I just saw this video again. It happened yesterday. Happened overnight. You know, shout out to Chicago PD again. You know, there's been a lot of deaths, a lot of shootings going on, and we've lost 2 officers in New York. You know, Chicago, they're kind of neighbors. So listen, you guys, this is a dangerous job. There's dangerous people out here. The officers aren't perfect, you guys, but we're out here making that sacrifice. We're making that sacrifice. Be patient. When you see officers, thank them for their service, you guys. Give them credit. You never know. It means a lot. It means a lot. All right. It means a lot. So Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that was kind of crazy to watch, but listen, this is the reality, right? And with that, you guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Love to have you. And with that, good night and God bless.